Now, the Biden administration wants an overhaul of the U.S. immigration system. The White House will send a bill to Congress, including a pathway to citizenship for hundreds of thousands of dreamers. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki explained why at yesterday's daily briefing.
The last 4 years, the immigration policy has been based around funding for a wall. That has not worked, even to keep the country safer, even to keep bad actors out. And so his approach is multi-pronged.
NBC News Justice correspondent Julia Ainsley joins us now. So, Julia, these plans are quite detailed. Can you help break them down for us?
Well, Joe, we haven't seen the exact text of the legislation yet, but yesterday, Senator Bob Menendez, who will be the person introducing this bill in the Senate, did give a briefing where he laid out some of these details. And a lot of it is focused on children. As we know, children were some of those most affected by the Trump administration policies that curbed asylum. They want to allow children to be in more humane conditions. As we know, there were at least 7 children who died in detention under the Trump administration, migrant children. They also want to allow children to apply for refugee status and asylum in their home countries. They want families to have alternatives to detention so that they're not kept in detention centers while they await their asylum hearings. And they also want a path to citizenship for dreamers. As of course, are those people affected by DACA. Their status was in question so many times during the Trump administration. They did make it through, and now this legislation would give them a more permanent fix. So you would see hundreds of thousands of dreamers on a fast track to citizenship. They could qualify within 3 years and they could get a green card immediately. And then for the estimated 11 million undocumented immigrants in the United States now, they could also see a path to citizenship where they would be eligible within 8 years. We also see a fast track for citizenship for people with temporary protected status. Those are some people who may have come when there was an emergency in their country, like a natural disaster, and for certain farm workers. They've laid out certain categories they want to protect. And this is all under the umbrella of trying to make it a path that's either more humane for people who are arriving at the border, or a way to have people who have been living here, paying their taxes, or at least want to pay their taxes, to give them a path to citizenship. But it's a hard thing to try to get passed right now. You know, you've got a Senate that's split 50-50, and Senator Bob Menendez said that they would need at least 9 Republicans to sign on to this, and that could be a tough hill to climb.
Julia, can you help us understand which of these go back to Obama-era policies and which of these just erase Trump-era policies and changes?
Well, a lot of the executive actions are just to immediately erase Trump-era policies. And that was pretty easy for Joe Biden to do because so many of the policies of the Trump administration had been executive actions in the first place. The Trump-era policy trying to fortify DACA, of course, that was started under Obama. That's one thing they'll be going back to. The other piece is this idea of the Central American Minors Program. And it's probably something you haven't heard of, Joe. It's not very well known. But this is something that was started under the Obama administration where children could apply for asylum in their home countries. That keeps them from having to make that incredibly dangerous journey, often by foot, often hanging on to crowded trains to try to get to the United States. And they are often taken advantage of by cartels and smugglers. This is to give them a safer path to apply for asylum. That was started under the Obama administration, canceled in August 2017 by Trump. But this bill would bring that back.
All right. Julia Ainsley, thanks so much for helping us understand all of these new policy proposals. We appreciate it.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.